Hey, what's up guys? Back with another video. I'm just gonna talk about Johnny Cage's third new variation. It's probably some of you have already seen. He has like the new uppercut, and he has the force balls, right? So he's very like classic Cage, very like Mortal Kombat 2. If you played MK11 and you played what was the variation? A-list, it's kind of the same thing too. So I want to talk about the changes to the force balls. I think those are the most important. Well, also his uppercut too, but we'll get that at the very end. The force balls. In particular, I want to talk about the low force ball. The low force ball is down forward 2. High force ball is down back 2. You can amplify it regularly or press the direction and amplify. So, like it says in the description there, just as a high amplify, it will try and match the angle of the fireball. So we'll just go ahead and oh, where's the uppercut? Oh, tree. So we'll just go ahead and highlight those three moves. So the high force ball goes at a very high angle. It's actually similar to what the low force ball was like before the new patch. So both fireballs would go at really high angles and would just hit nobody. Nobody would get hit by it. And what was really crazy though is oops, wrong one. It's like at round start, if you were to do the low force ball before this patch, it would just go over people's heads, even if they're standing. Even if it was like a taller character like Kotal Khan or Shao Kahn, it would go right over their heads, dude. It was the worst. It sucked. So thankfully they changed that, and they fixed it. So that's good. So low force ball goes pretty low, it's mid, so there's a high one. You can duck under the high one if you're like mid-screen and shit. The low one, I think you could if you did like a low profile down 3 or down 4. But you'd have to be a lot more closer to Johnny Cage as far as like full screen. But yeah, if you played fighting games before, you can kind of already tell this is kind of like the zoner variation. You throw a high ball if you want to jump in, you throw a low one if you're like kind of mid-screen here. Like, hey, no, get out of my face. If they really want to be aggressive and do a string that moves forward or something, just do this. If they want to be cheeky and jump in your face, let's go for that because it has a very high vertical reach, you know. So if she wants to jump in, just go the uppercut or just stand, you know. So it's all about space control. But that also doesn't mean he can't play a little bit of rush now when he has to. You know, he still has his moves and shit like that. You can pop him up like a combo and just reassert yourself and shit. Amplified low force ball. So it goes like that. So that's without pressing the directional button. So you get a low one and you get a high arc. The high force ball on amplify, same deal. You get a high arc and then a slightly lower arc. If I do press the directional button on the low force ball when we do the amplify, oops, it's a slightly lower angle, as you can see. And the high force ball, same deal. Oh, whoops, wrong one. It mimics the high angle of the regular one as it chases it down. So yeah, you got that. Up close, they're surprisingly pretty good. So surprisingly up close, they're actually pretty good too. Before, if you were to do this on block, or like minus 13, now they're kind of like minus 13, they're more minus. But what's interesting is the EX versions. So if I do like the high force ball and I EX it without the direction, I think, oops, you know what? Let me change this. So, okay, so we're gonna block all of it, whatever. So this is a high force ball without pressing the direction. So they're at 0. low force ball without pressing the direction. If I'm up close, they're at +1. So that's pretty good, right? If you combine it with different strings, some not so great things happen. So low force ball, sorry. First hit, it hits. Second one goes over their heads. I'm not exactly sure if... Oh, they're -15. Okay. So I'm pretty sure someone could punish you if they were paying attention. So that's not good. Same thing with a high force ball. Kind of the same deal. Forward 4, the first hit whiffs on the high force ball. On the high, forward 4, kind of hits. Further away, whiffs. So you're gonna get shit like that all the time with this shit. And that's because you're probably supposed to use it from farther away instead of up close. But when you change the directionals of the, you press the button, the directional button on these, it becomes a bit different. So the high force ball you're probably not going to use up close. The one you want is this one, the low one. So we would go to this, right? And it would hit. If you're paying attention, they're even. And that's good. Wrong hit. You run into some situations where they're actually... they're +11. So you can kind of use them the same way you would in Shock Jock. Shock Jock, you would do like forward 4 or forward 3 until it's fireballs. And I think you'd be like +3 or +4. And you just create some space between you and your opponent. So this, it's kind of the same deal. You just have to remember to press the directional button. And certain strings work, and some don't, at certain ranges. So you have to keep that in mind. So yeah, this shit whiffs and that kind of sucks. Up close, +11. So you can do stuff like that, and that's a true jail combo actually. So you do this, and then forward 2, it's 11 frames, so it's a true frame trap. It's a jail situation. So if I were to record it, I'll record Johnny doing this. There we go. I'm literally pressing down 2 and I'm going to hold down 1. So I'm going to hold down crouch. So that's a true jail situation if you do it right and if you're fast enough. So you got to have your execution right. So I personally don't really think you're gonna find yourself. Well, I guess you are, but there's probably better options in order to like defensively push people away, you know. And I'm not just talking about using the defensive options like the roll or the up 3 or down 2. I mean the up 3 or the up 2. I'm talking about like using your special moves, punishing shit in order to gain some space. So like you can just do this, right? Just do this, and then gain back control. That's about it. That's what I want to talk about the fireballs. I think that's really important. And you should really look out to what the hell you're doing, because if you're up close and you're using your fireballs like this, it can really be dangerous. Okay, so I want to talk about the Rising Star uppercut. Before, what you could do is do something like this, uppercut into down 1, or stand 2. But it looks like they nerfed the... they nerfed the juggle height on that move when you use it in a combo like that. But thanks to the new changes to the force balls, you can actually use those instead. So you're doing something like this instead. Right. So something like that. So say you're in the corner and you have an opportunity to do some combos and do some damage, go for that if you want. That's 2 bars, so it's kind of expensive. So yeah, that's all I want to talk about. Just some things I noticed from the get-go. Of course, things could happen, things could change, but so far I really like this variation, and I think it plays to my styles and all that. Some people might not like it, and I mean, it happens. But yeah, if you really like a classic cage or zoning, with some of his classic moves still intact, and his uppercut, you know, it's definitely for you. So definitely give it a shot. Peace.